In 1732, Ben Franklin established the first volunteer-based fire service in the country, becoming the first fire chief in America. Years later, we continue that tradition. Whether it be car crashes, building fires, or natural disasters, the volunteer fire service has protected the community for generations. But the times have changed, and volunteer numbers are dropping. The people who once stood between the community and disaster are now too few and far between. The volunteer service is dying. For centuries, we've had brave men and women risk everything to protect those around them, to run in when everyone else is running out, to be brave while everyone else looks on in horror. But what would happen if nobody responds? Not to a house fire, not to a hurricane, not to your car crash. When the world is full of danger, we can't afford to lose our heroes. Who among you will answer the call?
So a couple of years ago, we went to a fire around 2 o'clock in the morning. It was a townhome fire. A lot of fire coming out of the back of the townhome. We pulled up to the front of the townhome, and there was a gentleman that was hanging out of a window. And a lot of thick black smoke was in his room, coming out of the whole house. And so we threw a ladder up and grabbed him, rescued him out of the window. I think he probably would have died if we hadn't been there.
I followed in my dad's footsteps, so I spent a lot of time around the firehouse growing up, and I ended up wanting to be a firefighter a lot more than the average kid.
I honestly joined the firehouse because I really had nothing better to do. I was kind of bored. I was new to town, didn't really know many people, know many things that were going on. And I remember seeing an ad at the firehouse that they were looking for members. So I joined and really haven't looked back since.
It's an awesome experience, and I'm glad I did. I did this 12 years ago as a cadet at 14 years old. I worked my way up to when I was a junior at 16, and then I went to the fire school. 17, I was riding trucks, going on calls, and here I am now, driving all the trucks, maintaining them, just doing something I love, and it's an amazing feeling. And it really is a neat experience to sit back and think, hey, I did something good today.
When it comes to brotherhood, there's really nothing else like it. Yeah, we all have friends, and there's people that would do anything for us, or we would do anything for them. But you know, the relationships and the bonds that we go and build on this fire truck and the fire trucks, there's just nothing like it. They have my back, I have their back, and no matter what, we're looking after each other, whether it's on the fire ground or not.
You get a huge group of friends. It's crazy actually to know that the guys that you're serving along with will literally drop anything to help you out, whether it be, you know, being next to you in a fire or just something as small as, you know, you get a flat tire and they'll come out and help you out. At a moment's notice, you give them a ring, just ask them to come help you, and they will.
I chose to join the fire department because they usually have a brotherly bond, and I have an older brother, so I was kind of trying to find that in the other people. My dad passed away a couple years ago, and I was already part of the fire department, and they actually all showed up to my father's funeral. There's definitely like a family aspect in it that it's kind of a big part of my life.
If the volunteer fire service ended tomorrow, it would cost a lot of money to put in paid crews. And as a result of that, a lot of firehouses would probably close and the firehouses would end up being further apart. While you would be guaranteed a truck getting there very quickly, there would also be less resources available in the county.
So when it comes down to the potential loss of the volunteer fire service, it would be a great disservice for the community. Although you might be getting that paid crew who can guarantee a truck getting out, you don't really know how long it's going to take them or how much manpower or resources that they might have. And when it comes down to time, every second counts. And it could be that do or die situation, and you really just want the fastest response team and time from the volunteer service.
And one of the most important things to me, I believe, that you would actually lose if you were to sit there and move away from the volunteer fire services, you would lose a sense of community pride. Yeah, the fact that these guys volunteer and drop what they're doing at a moment's notice, respond to an emergency within their own community, helping everybody in their community, regardless of who they are, is actually quite amazing. When you're doing it for money, can you really get the same feeling?
Yeah, we work on donations, and yes, we have tax income, but we provide that energy to go out and do that job to the best of our ability, and we don't think anything of it. That's part of what we do, and we're proud of doing it. And we don't like people asking us questions of why do you do it, because we just like to do it.
We really need people. We have a lot of fun here, and I guarantee that if you come and give it a try, you'll fall in love with it too.